Hello students. In today's class we are going to speak about the different codes used in the banking industry. So when you are appointing as a banking staff, you should know about few of the codes or some of the short forms which is used in the banking industry so that you can go for your job or you can do your work very easily and even you can inform about these all things to your customers effectively. Okay, so let's see what are those different codes which is used in the banking industry. Indian banking system is one of the sources that facilitates the economy of the countries. With time, banking in India has undergone a significant transformations and hence there is have been several inventions from time to time to support the same. Okay, so as you know, the banking industry is developed a lot when compared to our older days. Okay, so in 1948-49, the RBI is legalized and afterwards the banking systems evolution is done. Okay, the reformation is also done and there are some of the mergers acquires and all. Afterwards the banking system is improved a lot. Okay, so to support that improvements, these all are some of the inventions. Okay, so some of the codes we are going to study in this particular class. So different codes used in the banking industry. So these all are the codes which we are using in the banking industry: BSR, SWIFT, CIF, MICR, MMID, IFSC, check number, PAN number. Okay, these all things we are going to study in this particular class. Let's see one by one. So IFSC, Indian Financial System Code. Definitely you are heard about this, right? So if you go for your passbook, if you checked your check leaf and all things are there. Okay, IFSC can be defined as a 11 character alphanumerical code developed for carrying out of fund transactions between the banks. Okay, so IFSC will be different for banks to banks and branch to branch. IFSC is considered to the base of the banking as it is an essential part of the money management in India. IFSC works in a manner that it identifies the payers and the payee's bank branch to ensure that the funds are directed to the correct bank branch. Because of IFSC, RBI can track the transactions made between the banks, making the fund transfer process secure and error-free. IFSC is printed on the front page of the passbook as well and on the check leaf as well as I informed. Okay, so here is the IFSC format. IFSC is formed by a combination of 11 numbers and alphabets. Okay, so it is the alphanumerical code. The initial four alphabets what were there, so that is corresponded to the bank where the last six determines the bank branch. Okay, so here you can see this is CNRB, correct? This is CNRB. So that means Canara Bank, and zero, this zero is put for the future benefit. Okay, so in case if there is a need of another digit in future, so that is needed. So that's why this particular zero is a constant in each and every banks. And the bank branch code what is there, so bank branch code also will be there in your passbook. So that bank branch code will be there in the IFSC format. Okay, in the checkbook here you can see IFSC. Okay, in every checkbook you can find the IFSC code. Well, we'll go for MICR code. It's a magnetic ink character recognition. So MICR is a 9-figure code used to recognize the location of the bank branch participating in ECS. It is the electronic clearing services. Okay, so MICR refers the magnetic ink character recognition, a technology used for printing a MICR code are on the checks. Okay, so if you checked your checks and all, you will have some of the codes. So that is what MICR codes. Okay, so it looks like barcode and all. In your answer sheets also you will get the same, is it? So in the same way you will get it. The code aids in a fund transfer by accelerating the checks clearance process. MICR was introduced to abolish the manual processing of the checks that further prevent the human-made errors and fasten the check clearing process. MICR is usually mentioned on a check leaf and on the front page of the bank's savings account passbook. Okay, and MICR is made up of 9 digits in such a way that each bank branch is allocated a unique MICR code. Okay, every bank having the unique MICR code. Out of the 9 digits, the first 3 digits determine the city. Okay, so it is about the city. The next 3 will be about the bank, and the last 3 will be about the branch. Okay, so the first 3 is about the city, then it's about the bank, and then it is about the bank branch. In the check leaf, you will get it like this. Okay, well, so here is MICR code. You can check it here. Well, so this is about MICR. Then the check number. So usually when you are going for the depositing the check, you have to write the check number. Is it? So if you are giving it for the collections, or if you are giving the checks to deposit for your account and all, then you have to write the check number. So where will be the check number? So that is a check number is a 6-digit number used to identify the check, printed between the inverted commas at the bottom of the check leaf. Check number tells us the status of the particular check. Okay, so usually it will be a 6-digit, and if the RBI permits, the number can be also more. If the number of the transactions in checks are increasing, RBI may increase the check numbers digits as well. One is required to fill the certain checks details while depositing a received check into the his or her account. These details include the date, account number, check amount, check number, etc. Hence, the check number acts as the check identifier for the banking operations. A check number is found uniquely by the combination of the 6 digits, so that's why there will not be any particular format. So here you can check the check number. Okay, the check number is here. We'll go for the next. SWIFT code, Society of Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. Okay, so this particular word is a new for you. SWIFT code is also known as the BIC, can be defined as a framework that enables the financial transactions across the world and standardize the secured manner. BIC is Business Identifier Code. Okay, so BIC full form is Business Identifier Code. SWIFT code is identifies the country, city, and the branch of the beneficiary and ends out the money at the right destination. So, in case of the international transactions and all, this SWIFT code is very important. SWIFT code can be seen on the front page of the passbook if the bank is supporting the international fund transfer, else you can contact the bank's customer care department as well. Okay, so here it shows the city, it shows the country. Okay, IN means India, SBIN. Okay, so it is State Bank of India. So location, okay, location code, and bank's branch. Okay, for each branch they are going to give the different codes. Yeah, the next one is a CIF number. It is a customer information number. So in every account, in every passbook, so this will be there. A CIF number is a virtual file of an account holder issued by the bank at the time of the account opening. So while you're opening the account itself, this particular number will be given, and this is having the details of the demat accounts, KYC details, etc. Banks have the sole right to access the CIF number of an account holder. So only bank has the right to know the information about the complete transactions, okay, through the CIF number. Outsiders cannot check it. Thus, the CIF number maintains the transparency between the bank and its customers. Thus, the further avoids any sort of the fraudulent activities. CIF was initiated to abolish the manual tracking of the account holders and to hold all the details of the account holders at a single place. So, through CIF number, we can get to know about all the transactions of any customers at the bank. Okay, a CIF number is usually printed on the front page of the passbook along with other account details of an account holder. Where it is, we'll see. Different banks have a different CIF number. Formats like SBI CIF number is formed in 11 digits. HDFC CIF number is formed in 8 digits. So different banks have the different uh, number of digits of the CIF number. So where will it be? See, here is a CIF number. Okay, well,
Okay, about mobile money identifier, MMID. So before understanding MIID, we should know about IMPS first. IMPS is the immediate payment system, can be defined as an interbank fund transfer system that works in real time. Okay, so if you have opened any of the mobile banking app, there you have the option to transfer within the bank. There is no need of much information, just a bank account number is enough. And there is another option called as other banks. There you have the IMPS where the complete details of the banks are needed. Okay, so what are those informations? Okay, so these informations are IMPS transfer, IFSC, we have already studied about IFSC, and MMID. So this is one of the unique ID, and another one is SMS, as you know, and about the ATM. So through IMPS you can transfer the money by using these all things. So where exactly this MMID will be there? So here you can check in this particular aspect, you are having the MMID.
So more than 5,000 means you are going to get the charge of uh, 6 rupees. Okay, so if you are transferring more than 5,000 at a time. Fine. IMPS can be initiated by the number of devices after getting registered to the mobile banking facility, and IMPS transfer is via IFSC is possible, via MMID is also possible. So it is not like NEFT and RTGS, which is having the time limitation. About NEFT and RTGS, you have the separate class for that, so that's why I'm not covering here. The PAN number, you know about this permanent account number. So PAN is the unique 10-figure code allotted by the income tax department. PAN number acts as an electronic system where all the tax related information of the taxpayer is stored at a single place, and the PAN card looks like this. PAN number format. The first three digits are the alphabets stating from AA to ZZZ. The fourth digit is also an alphabet that determines the category of that particular taxpayer. Okay, so here is the category. So A, B, C. Okay, A means association, B is body of individuals, and F means the firms, G means government, H means Hindu undivided family, then local authorities, artificial judicial persons, P individual, okay, association of persons and all. The fifth digit represents the first alphabet of the individual's surname. The next four digits are the numbers starting from 0001 to the 9999. The 10th digit of the code is an alphabet check number. Okay, so we'll go for BSR code, basic statistical return. Okay, BSR code is a unique code assigned by the RBI to all the registered banks in India. The code is used to track the online payments made towards the tax by various banks and alerts the income tax departments regarding the same. So if you are paying your tax through online, so this particular BSR code is important. Okay, so BSR format is here. So these three digits are regarding the banks, and these four digits, okay, these four digits, what are that is regarding the particular branch. Okay, so these all are some of the codes which are used while you are transacting in the banks. Okay, so if you're working in the banks, you should aware about these all codes, and you should know for what these codes are used and what are the benefits of these codes.